was trained in photorealism, which means I could take a picture, and I could draw a picture so good until you would have to look close to see if it was a photograph. I was obsessed by that. And it got me all kind of awards. It got me on the dean's list in college. It did a whole lot for me. And then I met a guy named Leb Mills late in my college career who was a master. And he said, you are a good draftsman. You can depict, you can draw an image to perfection, but you have no creative skills whatsoever. So if I asked you to express yourself other than drawing a perfect picture, you couldn't do it. And he was right. Here I was, been in school damn near 4 years at one school, 2 years at this school, and couldn't even express myself on an artistic way. But I could draw. I was the best artist in 2 states. One of the best artists in South Carolina and one of the best artists in Georgia as far as drawing. But I was at 0 level of creativity, which means I couldn't create nothing because I spent most of my time at a draftsman table. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the difference about expressing yourself. Sex is a vehicle for love to express itself, but sex could also be a vehicle to just fucking. So it's 2 different things. One is a function, one is creativity. And that's when I found out that I was not an artist. But the best draftsman, the best artist, as far as to get the job done, my artwork is impeccable. You be like, oh my God, how can you do it? It looks like a photograph. It's perfect. But as far as the content of the picture, it's just a goddamn picture of a woman or a man or whatever. That's the difference. You know, as far as sex being a part of that type of thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good one, man. All right, I got another question from another sister. It says, does it matter to a man, I'm going to ask for man and woman also. I'm going to do man first. Does it matter to a man who says, I love you first? And if so, why?
Me personally, I think because a woman from the time she's a child, she's trained to receive love. And she has no problem when it does hit of expressing it. I think that it's the single most important thing to a woman's life is love. And me being in love now and knowing that I got the ultimate prize means that I realize now that the woman is probably way smarter than man. Because if you've ever been in love, why wouldn't you want to be in love? It's some dynamite shit. And goddamn women, they'll never, even when they're not in love, they'll never fall from this notion of being in love. You see what I'm saying? Of being in love. So, when a man says he loves her before she says he loves, before she says it, ain't nothing for her to say it. You see what I'm saying? Because she was born for that. So when a man says it in a society and a socialization, whereas in this society we're even trained to even fight love. Insecure about love, afraid about love. We don't like things controlling us this way based on our egos. Remember they said, Neil, you like to be in control. So when a man is clear enough to say he loves her, I think it's very important to a woman, you see what I'm saying, to take that in consideration and take heed, because if there's anybody who's not prone to not even to saying love or prone to even knowing what the shit is about, it's us. we can totally miss the fucking picture. You know what I'm saying? Totally miss the picture. So, I personally, I think if a man says he's in love before she does, she has a rare situation. You see what I'm saying? Of course, not unless, but then again, not unless it's some nerd type cat or some type of brother that's just not used to women. You know, but if he got anything going on, and the reason why you say, well, why don't you talk on behalf of the nerd? Because I already know the black woman. She hard on a nigga when it comes to doggone picking. She the pickiest shit in the damn society. She can look like shit and want her a motherfucking knight in shining armor.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, man. I was going to bring it to the woman, but you pretty much answered that one with it. Does it matter to a woman who says, I love you first? And if so, why? For some women...
Well, I was actually answering for the woman to say it should.
Because some women are afraid to say I love you because they've been hurt before.
You do have that. I have to take that in consideration also.
They'll wait, and then when the guy says it, they still don't want to say it back.
Right.
Or if a guy, same thing with a guy, he'd get the woman and she'll say I love you, and he'd be scared to say it back.
Right, yeah.
Hurt.
Right,
you know?
yeah. She's been hurt, yeah. Yes. But here goes again. Usually, that's not her nature. So if she's been hurt, we can understand that.
Right.
So it shouldn't matter to a guy if she says she's hurt and he realizes that this is what has happened. You see what I'm saying? This is what has happened. You know, yeah. Another misconception of love I want to put down here before we go. Pretty much, women have gathered together and they have made a good job of understanding men who fall short of certain things because they don't want to get hurt. So it's, you know what I'm saying. But I think this is one that women should know themselves, that it's a victim of Western society. Young women, and I'm not making this assessment based on from a male's point of view. I'm making this assessment from a female's point of view by noticing something about young women, keeping it to myself, and then later on hearing it from older women. But I first was made privy to it by my mother. But I'm glad that I sat back to find out for my own self on the different age groups and find out with a lot of sisters that's in the Jubilee period, which is the 50-year-olds, and some that's in their mid-40s that can understand this because they're looking in retrospect. And that is based on what a lot of women say, is that when they are young, they do not like nice men. They don't like nice guys. You see, maybe it has something to do with the society of nice guys finish last. That it could be a Western thing. And I'm quite sure it is, because I mean it is kind of really messed up for you to like a person that don't like you. But I do know this for a fact. I first was made privy to this with my mother. She said, man, you in college. She said, now don't be fucking around going up there and being nice, because a nice motherfucker better get the fuck out of my face. This is my mama, a school teacher. And she's saying how she knows what was going on when she was young. You understand what I'm saying? What was going, and I think it's even worse now with the roughneck and the shit that has been produced with the hip hop world. It's probably even worse with girls and the whole gangster shit. But this thing is prevalent enough, even in my mother's age. You see what I'm saying? Of being a teenager in their fucking 50s. You see what I'm saying? Early 50s or whatever. The point I'm trying to make here is That's one of the misconceptions. Now